What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about a LA-based rapper by the name of, I believe it's Luce Cannon. I'm gonna just call him Cannon. He was on a podcast with Adam 22 and Whack 100, and they were having a discussion about something. I haven't seen the entire thing, but I did see this clip, and he brought up Shaunie, and you could tell when he brought her name up, he was like, oh, because they were going to ask questions, especially Whack 100. Y'all know he loves the tea. He's out, he posts his own tea. So when he sees somebody that has some information, of course, he's going to want to know more and maybe add more to it, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Whack 100 already knew this, but Cannon, he's there, and he's there with his wife. His wife is sitting there as well, and she's almost egging him on to speak on Shaunie O'Neal and adding details, right? Because he probably already told her this. If this is all true, it's all alleged that he had a situationship with Shaunie O'Neal right around the time she had already left Shaq. Now, listening to him, it seemed like he started messing with her after her divorce from Shaq, all the way up until she got married to a pastor. Y'all know she's a first lady. She's a first lady now, even though she is still producing these dysfunctional reality shows that make a lot of women look bad. But Shaunie, you know, she's married to this pastor. She's a first lady now. But a couple of weeks before the wedding, Cannon says that, you know, she gave him 50 grand to have relations with her one last time before she walked down that aisle. And according to him, this is what he said. He said she told him that she needed some good D before walking down the aisle. I'm paraphrasing. She offered him 10,000. He said that he wanted 50. Well, let's say, I think 40, right? 40, 50. And I saw some comments, and there were people who thought that it was in poor taste for him to bring it out here. Why? You heifers for years have done nothing but try to expose and shame men for having relations with you. How many videos have I done on you heifers putting men on blast, trying to expose them for clout, for attention, right? But when men put their truth out there, y'all got a problem with that. Why? I mean, aren't we supposed to be a society of equals? Why do y'all have a problem with men speaking their truth? Y'all get on here and y'all say things, whether they're right or wrong, all the time. Now, personally, I'm not the type of guy to put all of my business out here. You know, it's more of a reacting, right? More so than a putting things out here. But we have to look at Shaunie and the fact that Shaq has been so apologetic towards Shaunie O'Neal. We've seen the articles and things he said. He's been so apologetic towards Shaunie after the divorce. And apparently Shaq knew of him and knew that he was smashing Shaunie. Because apparently when Cannon got engaged to his now wife, according to the wife, Shaq contacted her and told her good luck dealing with him. So Shaq, you knew she was messing around with this LA-based rapper that I've never heard of. Now, again, you know, LA is a big place. There's a huge music scene there. There's a lot of rappers in LA, California that a lot of us don't know about. Now, I did some research on him. Apparently, he was a producer. He produced for Nipsey Hussle and Drake Yo the Ruler as a teenager. And now at 30, he has his own album coming out, and he's going to be going on tour with Drake. That's as of early last year. So he's making a name for himself. He's not a complete unknown. He has 1 million followers on Instagram. So obviously he has a fan base. Maybe it's based off of who his wife is. Maybe a lot of those people that follow his wife follow him. You know, she's on his page, she's on her page. Collaboration, right? But I don't doubt that Shaunie may have been dealing with this guy. Y'all got to understand something. When these women divorce these entertainers or these professional athletes, they always date men who have less than them. Always. They never date a man that was on the equal level of their husband or ex-husband, right? They always end up dealing with a man that they're tricking with. I even heard someone speak about how Jordan's ex-wife was tricking off on dudes, you know, after the divorce. That stuff happens all the time. These older women, when they're out of these marriages, they start dealing with younger men, buying them things like Cannon said. Cannon said, you know, she bought me watches and things of that nature. He's, you know what I'm saying? And he was asked, I believe by Whack 100, where did he sleep with her? Did he sleep with her in the house? You know, in Cannon's house, slept with her everywhere. Now, again, there are going to be people who don't want to believe this, but this is why when I see Shaq being so apologetic to Shaunie, I don't understand it. I really don't, because he knows what she's been doing out here. He knows who she's been dealing with, and you're apologetic. Imagine you break up with your longtime wife or girlfriend and she starts dating a local LA-based rapper, not even that well known, spending money on him, spending his money on another guy. And he's out here being super apologetic. I don't know, maybe he wants Shaunie back, but she's with this pastor now. This is why people are apprehensive about her becoming a first lady, because they don't feel like she fits the mold of a first lady. So when she married this pastor, there were people that just weren't for it. Now you see she got a different body now as well. And you know, none of this shocks me at all. It really doesn't. And again, people would rather shame him. They would rather shame him than point out the flaws of Shaunie, which is typical. It's typical to always blame the men and say that the man was wrong for putting this information out here. But what do you expect? In this podcast, it looks to me like they were having a conversation about something else, and he just threw her name out there and he had to explain himself. He did. You could tell he was kind of trying to hold back, because he might have been messing with her while she was married to Shaq. But you know, her and Shaq have been separated for so long. I'm not quite sure, but he dealt with her probably for a while. And y'all got to understand, these women are always going to be dealing with men while they're out dating other men. You're dealing with this rapper on the side while you're getting wifed up by a pastor. And this is why people, especially people who are part of the church that her now husband is pastoring in, are apprehensive about her being a first lady, because they just don't see it. They see through her. And I'm not saying that Shaunie O'Neal's a bad person. She's like your typical Western woman. They always are dating one type of man but sleeping with another. Her side dude ain't a man of the cloth. He's a LA based rapper who was tricking off, which again, it don't surprise me. It don't surprise me at all that she's tricking. All these heifers trick. I bet you Dr. Dre's ex-wife is tricking. All these heifers trick when they get out of these long-term marriages, because they want to date. They date men for physical. They don't care about dating for love. They don't care about dating, to get married again. They are out here trying to get screwed. They're gonna date men who are not a threat to them financially, who need them. This is why marriage is a waste of time nowadays, because a lot of these women have made their mind up about what type of relationship they want, what type of man that they want. And a lot of you guys don't really fit what these women want. They'll be with you for a certain amount of time, but then it may end up falling apart. Again, this is from what this rapper Cannon has to say, but his wife was right there. She was right there egging him on to say more, because he's probably already told her this, and she's known this. And again, the fact that she promotes female dysfunction on reality TV, this comes as no shock to me. It really doesn't. The only surprise is the fact that she is married to a pastor. You got to ask yourself the question. She could have dealt with any other guy. Why get with a pastor? It's these women's egos. They marry a pastor, it washes away all of their flaws. All their flaws are washed away by getting with the pastor. And a lot of these women know this. And that's why they will seek out religion. You'll see how religious, some of the most dysfunctional women out here are religious. Have y'all noticed that? And again, I'm not saying that, Shaunie's a bad person. What I'm saying, she's just like every other woman. She's not special, And the fact that Shaq, years after getting a divorce, keeps treating her. Now, again, he was with her. Maybe he feel like he failed. But bro, you don't think she was stepping out of the marriage? That's what you got to ask yourself. Trust me, these women have men on the side as well. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. I'll see y'all next one.